Welcome back everybody to another deck profile video here with Chris from CTJ, the Saiyan Elites. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. Just a daily reminder to wash your hands. Hopefully everyone's having a good day. Just wanted to bring you guys another deck profile that I was working on in my time off. And something that's it's interesting. I've been playing on Untap a little bit. And it's nowhere near as good as the Surge Cell Leader. But it is just kind of a fun alternative if you want to play something a little bit different. This is going to be Android 20. If you guys like this deck profile, please like and subscribe. Let us know what you guys think down in the comments of the deck and any changes you would think would make the deck better. We'd love to hear it. So what this leader does, he's a green leader who once per turn you can look at the top 3 cards, pick a blue, a green or yellow android, add it to your hand, and then place the other 2 at the bottom of your deck. So it doesn't reshuffle, which is kind of a little bit bad. You awaken at 4 life, you restand 2 energy. And you become Android 20, 17, and 18. Which now this card has the ability to swing on its front side. And the effect is pretty cool. Active 1 green. If there's no battle cards in play, you choose 1 green or yellow android with an energy cost of 3 or less in your drop. Played in rest mode with its skills negated for the turn. So it's kind of good. It has its flaws, obviously, because you can't have any battle cards in play, but it is really nice because you can do some really quick successor plays just by playing this out. Getting a 3-drop on the board basically for 1 energy. Very good value. And we run some cards in this deck that make it pretty nice to have a card in rest mode. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Get through some of the basics. For Anilaza check lands for consistency. Since we're multicolor, we run 3 of the 15s for Self-Awakening. You play it, you combo with it. Afterwards, it gets played in rest mode, and you get to choose up to 2 life from your add it to your hand, and then restand 1 energy. Because this deck lacks Self-Awakening. This way, if they're not swinging at you, they're just swinging at battle cards, you can still combo with this. Android 18. We use this to pull back 2 different cards from our drop area by sending this to the warp. This is basically just always combo fodder. I will never hard cast this card. 2 of the Covert Combatant. This is one of the targets for our leader ability. It comes out, it's a crit barrier. Obviously be placed in rest mode, but we have another card that we can play this out with. I'll show off a little bit later. That a little bit better. This is the main target though for our leader. Deadly Defender. When this card comes out, it gets played in rest mode, which is great because then we'll just pass our turn and then they have to kill this card because it's Deadly Defender. And every turn you can bring this card out for 1 energy, making them waste resources. So it's very good. We get to the Android 17, Impending Crisis. Best negate for green androids. You get to place a 4-drop or less android that has android in the name in your drop area. Basically like Dr. Euro Super combo. That's the main target for that. We'll just search it out, play in the drop area, and now we're good to go. I run 2 of the Dreadful Duo 17s. Another card we can pull out of the drop, and also just has crit. Now we have the mastermind, no pun intended, of this deck, which is Android 20. This card, you play it, it replaces itself by drawing 1. You activate 3, play an Android 17 and an Android 18, 4 or less from your drop, and play them in active mode. So you have these 2, big target, have that, or you have those. You can play out the 1-drop negate, but it's kind of weird. But these are the cards that you want to play out hard, because this allows you to just instantly have pressure or defense. So you play this out, you basically now have 2 crits on board. And you can play this out if you want to have defense, but this gives you 6 energy regardless, so allows you to make some big successor plays. My advice is never play this card turn 1. It's a trap. Don't do it. Just because it allows you to draw 1, it doesn't mean you should do it. I would hold this card in my hand until my awaken turn. Play it. Replace this card by drawing a card. And then tap 3, play out 2 androids, and then awaken, restand 2 energy, and now you have a big successor play that you can make. Or just have energy up for defense. Some weird one-ofs that I run are I run one Android 16 prototype power. This is actually, I wanted to show this card off because this is actually in my sideboard for this deck, but I wanted to put in the main deck just to show it off since I don't have a finished sideboard for this deck. You play it, you get the pop at two or less ignoring barrier. So if you're playing against U11, you're playing against just some weird decks that have just a really annoying 1-drop or 2-drop. Just pop it. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't even have to have barrier. So if you're playing against Frieza's Death Embrace or something like that, you can just pop it and just get rid of it. Works against Boo as well. And then if you have a yellow energy when this card's removed by a skill, you get to tap any one of your opponent's battle cards. I mean, any one of your opponent's cards. So it can be a battle card, it can be a leader, it can be an energy, whatever. You can just tap it. And you can pull this back out using your leader effect. Even if it comes out in rest mode, once it dies again by a skill, you just get to tap something again for free. Run one of the Iron Hammer of Justice. Kind of the same idea. This is Revenge Blocker though. So when I pull this card out, obviously it's placed in rest mode. But if they swing at it, it's going to KO their card. Doesn't matter what happens, it's just going to KO their card. And then if I get to restand it, I get a blocker on board. So they have to deal with it now. Which still having Revenge makes it pretty difficult to deal with. And you're playing out a Revenge Blocker 3-drop for 1 energy. So, very good value still. We run 2 Champas and 2 Vegetas for consistency with multicolor, and as well as them both being 3-drops, just more targets for Successor. For super combos, I run 2 of the Defensive Stance Vegetas for sparking, since our drop areas can be pretty full, so it allows us to draw a little bit. And then 2 of the Euros, if I don't find any of the 17 negates for a while, I can just to throw a card in my drop area to play it out for defense. Now we get into big part of the deck. We run 3 of the Super Saiyan All Out Assault Brolys for Successor. Well, for rival purposes first off, but then we can actually use this for Successor. So big play you can do is play this, or swing, use your Jiro, pay 2 energy, play out Broly, pop something with a higher energy cost, what they have in their current energy, or tap a card and draw, restand 2 energy, and then play out Topo on top of them, and then you're able to pop another card. Just very, very good effect there. And then when this card dies, you also get to kill another card. And also you get to ignore their skills first, so they can't use anything. They have a dying effect. We run 2 of the Topos, 3 of the Brolys. So, definitely an interesting twist there. We run 2 of the 9-drop 17s, because if you're running Successor, you should run this card. It's just universally good. You get to pop 4 life from your opponent if they, well, basically you can take them down to 4 life, but if they have 8, you take down to 4. And then when this card swings, you draw, and you get to tap 2 of your opponent's cards, and it also has crit, 30k, very beast of a card. So outside of those, we run 2 of the 9-drop cells, which is by far my favorite card in the deck. I've dubbed this leader the anti-surge leader, or the surge killer, and it's because of this card. So when you play this card using Successor, if your leader is an android, for one, you get to look at your opponent's hand, rip 3 battle cards, and then choose one of your opponent's leader effects and negate its non-keyword skill for the turn. And since surge leader effects are not a keyword, they're inactive, you can negate it. So if you're going for game and you're playing against Piccolo Surge, or you're playing against Broly Surge, or you're playing against Surge Coup, or whatever, you basically can negate their active for the turn. So if you're playing against Broly, they can't KO it. If you're playing against Piccolo, they can't make you warp cards, they can't ramp. Playing against Piccolo or Surge Coup, they can't negate its skill. They can't do anything. They have to basically take this damage. And this is kind of my, like I said, it's the God Killer. You want to run this card in this deck just because it allows you to open up. For when you can look at their hand, you can make them mill, and then you get to negate an leader skill. It's disgusting. And a triple strike. Now, if either one of these cards die, you have a way to get around that. I run the 9-drop promo cell from the tournament packs, Revolting Regenerator. At first, this was like a $10 card. I was like, okay, the card's not worth $10, but it does have some value to it. I ended up pulling 3 of them from tournaments and just being able to trade. And I think it's pretty good. Like I said, I didn't pay any money for them, so pretty good card. This card comes out for free if one of your androids, 7 or more, dies. Or I mean, is removed by an opponent's skill. So most of the time, they're not going to swing up to kill these. They're probably going to try to KO it with the skill. But he plays out for free, and then you get the KO an opponent's card 5 or less. So this is an answer, I would say, to the 100% Frieza Overdrive. Play one of these out, or you have one of these out in the field. Your opponent plays out Frieza, swings. You know, it's gonna drop, gonna neg these cards by 30k. Do that, that's great. You play this out for free, and then just pop it. And because this has a 9-drop, next turn, if you or whatever turn comes after, you can just play out one of these from your hand on top of this as a successor because it's already 9. So you basically get to play this card out. I would, if they don't have any energy, I'd probably swing with it and then use the successor 3 and bring out either this for 4 or that for 3 in your attack. It's just a good way of being able to basically refuel and not really lose too many attacking turns. You can just keep pushing. So that's it for the battle cards. We'll run I'll show you the extra cards. Technically a battle card, but we run 2 of the Android 20 Further Destruction, Champa, Vile Creator, Hidden Potential, whatever. Basically, Android, you get to choose a card, give it an extra 5k, making it 10, and Double Strike. So we run 2 of those. We run 3 of the Shocking Death Balls for negates, 2 Crusher Balls, because it is probably one of the best cards in the format, and 1 Artificial Impact, just to help get rid of a boss monster that they have. Just pay 3, remove it, and then they mill the card. Pretty solid card. And that goes my Android deck. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Like and subscribe. Let me know what decks you'd like to see us work on in the future. I'll see you guys in the next video.